Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is your homegirl, Kelsey Aida. Unfortunately, I can't join you guys for this episode because I was away when Lindsay recorded it. I was so sad to miss this. You guys are in for such a treat. This is such a special episode all about color, healing with color, building your relationship with color, and using color as another beautiful, energetic tool to help make your life awesome. But the reason why I couldn't join is because I was hosting my radical self love retreat in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Very busy, just hosting everyone, having a great time. It was honestly such a magical experience. Like, it always blows me away how each retreat just gets better and better. And I just got home last night at like 1 in the morning. So I'm a little bit physically tired, but my heart just feels like so full because I feel like I'm really here doing the work that I'm meant to do, and just seeing these women connect and heal through each other and build each other up is just such a unique and wonderful experience. So I know you guys have been hearing about the retreat for a while. If you've been thinking about coming, do not hesitate. It is seriously a life-changing experience. One of the girls told me that it was the best week of her life. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. There was actually a lot of crying because we loved each other so much and we loved ourselves so hard. And, outside of the crying, we also had a lot of fun and exploration and beach time and playtime and resting. So if you guys are interested at all, apply now for the one in February. End of February is going to be the next one. I don't know after that when or if another one's going to happen. So February 2022, kelseyAida.com/retreat. Spots are filling up fast, so definitely go there to apply today. I can't wait to see who's going to be in the next group. It was such a healing, magical experience. But anyway, on to the episode. I hope you guys love this one. It is so fun. When I listened back to it and I was editing this, I was like, dang, this is a fun episode. So if you guys love it, leave us a review. Let us know how it landed with you, and definitely check out this amazing woman. She's awesome.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another fabulous episode of Hi Vibin It. I am your humble host, Lindsay Robinson. Kelsey is absent today, but not to fear. I have an amazing guest, Walaa, and she's a color therapist, and I'm very excited to chat with her about all things color, what they can do, the tools that they have that we haven't been using. So I'm very excited. Hi, Walaa.
Hi.
Hi. So, I love to start the show with kind of just getting into what your story is. I love to hear about the guest story and the origin story, if you will. So, what kind of led you here? What were the key factors? Just tell us whatever you want us to know.
So I started this when I had a really strong few moments. I was what, 23, 24 at the time, and I had like a big inclination of like, if I am gonna have this like difficult, challenging life, I need something supernatural to help me. That's kind of how it started. And then
Wait,
I was
how
like
old were you?
23.
Oh, okay, 23. I was like, was this? I'm picturing like a 12-year-old being like, I need supernatural help, which would be,
No, even when I was
I mean,
23, I needed supernatural help and I believed in it. Um,
yes.
I never left it really. It's like going in and out.
Yeah.
And then I was in Tokyo and I was having a personal crisis. I was in a very toxic marriage and I was not happy and I didn't know why, but I was convincing myself that I was. And then in Tokyo, there is a beautiful place called Harajuku, and this is where everybody's like colorful, looks like anime, and it's really inspiring. And I could always buy things from that area that are really colorful, but then when I tried to put them on, I just couldn't. All I
Hmm.
could wear was black and brown, and that was it. And at the time, I was meditating, I was doing different work, but nothing resonated with me. And that question kept like hitting with me. And then on really horrible day, which is like I call, and if you read in my book, I call it like my blackest moment, like my darkest moment. And it was when I heard a voice inside and said like, okay, just gotta leave everything behind just for one weekend, no decisions, nothing to make, and just will allow you to see magic. And then things unfolded like so beautifully. I found this course in like a small little magazine, and then I started doing color consultations and learning about color. and then I moved on to color therapy because I wanted something deeper. And any book that has ever been written on color therapy, I've read it. There's so many different schools. It was quite big in the 70s. But then because of the different schools that came out, people just left it. And now I'm reviving it because I feel like color is so important. And I understood at that time that I was only able to work dark colors because I was hiding. I didn't want anybody to see me. I didn't want anybody to see my pain. I didn't want anybody to see my struggles. Because black is a color, as beautiful as it is, if we're constantly only wearing it, we are hiding from something. We're being lazy in expressing how we feel, what we do, who we are today, who we are now. So it's a very interesting balance that we need to do with colors. And I've learned that, and then now, I dress in all colors comfortably, and I dress in black comfortably, and just happily working with all these color messages.
This is so cool. And the more you talk, the more questions I have. But the first thing that really stuck out was where you noticed for you that wearing those blacks and browns, even, probably grays and stuff, is almost exactly like wrapping yourself in a shadow. You want to conceal. And I for a long time would only be attracted to like browns and tans and like grays and earth. I would like, I'm just into earth tones. But the more when you describe it like that, I'm like, yeah, that was around the time of my life when I really did not want to be, I didn't want anyone to like, see what I didn't want them to see.
And also when it's like browns and these kind of darker colors, it's also feelings. It's a sign that you're feeling stuck as well.
Wow. Yeah, I was working a pretty crappy job at the time.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And I know there's people listening that'll be like, "Oh my gosh, how does she know me so well?" So it's very cool that we're talking about this. We've never had a color therapist or anybody really to talk about the importance of color. So what would you say is the importance of color? Why is it something we need to be looking at?
I'm gonna tell you from my very romantic relationship with color, which is I feel like color is our gift from the sun. The sun gave us this gift that of and of color, and it's like a map because actually colors don't exist. Colors is our brain translation to different wavelengths of light. And whenever we're attracted to a color, we are actually attracted to this wavelength and energy. And this energy spectrum or energy wavelength holds thoughts, feelings, emotions, even body blockages, as we know from the chakra system as well.
Mm.
So it's all beautifully connected. And it's such an intuitive tool that we are constantly interacting with it. And once we know what we're interacting with, we're understanding what the messages that are coming from our subconscious, and it's coming from a deep place. It tells you what you need to heal, what you are blocking. And also when I do color readings and work with the people's color archetypes, I tell them, it tells you about the color of your soul and the color you came in with and the challenge vibration that you came here to learn from and work on, and then where your soul actually wanted you to go in this lifetime. It's such a beautiful world that I feel we all need to dive into and understand and enjoy, because it's also quite playful when you're working with color.
It really is. I love that you said the sun gave us this gift because immediately I picture like bright pink apple blossoms and like the yellow of a dandelion and like we wouldn't have any of that. We wouldn't have any of that without the sun.
Exactly.
I've never thought of it that way. That is quite beautiful. So where let me see, how do I want to phrase this? Where should or could somebody get started if they wanted to learn more about their relationship with color, what they're attracted to, what resonates with them, and the kinds of things you were just speaking about with the soul path and all that?
Okay, so remember when I told you earlier what, like, I was looking at all these books, and every book that was
Mm-hmm.
on color therapy, I've read it. And 2 years ago, before COVID, I was somebody a publishing house approached me and asked me to do a book on color, like all the books that are there, and I said no. I am gonna do a book like this. I feel like people are missing how to create their own So I'm leading people to my book in a way. It's because it's written to help you understand and teach you how to create a relationship with color. It tells you my story with different colors, my story with green, my story with orange, and how that how my relationship with that. It teaches you when you're working with color, what are the basic things to begin with when you are beginning that relationship, so you can start your own.
Mm-hmm.
So this book was written for you to be empowered to understand your own relationship with color, understand color on many different levels, different exercises for you. It's a workbook. It's not a book like you sit and read like a story. It's a book that you go back to be like, oh, okay, I'm going through a breakup now. There is a recipe for it, a color recipe for it. So that's, in a way, I think that's, in my opinion, that's the best way people can start.
I love it. Okay, so what's your book called?
It's called Heal Yourself with Color.
Heal Yourself with Color. I'm gonna look into that because
It's
I
on
want to. I
Amazon.
want to know. I want to know. I want to know everything.
No, it's incredible, and I've enjoyed beautiful reviews from so many people who have read it, and it just makes me happy because people, as soon as they start reading it, they go, oh my god, um, they start messaging me. I never thought I would be wearing this color. I never thought
Yeah.
about it. And I was meditating and I felt a rainbow come down on me. I've never thought about this. And I was like, yay, it's amazing.
A rainbow of color. Exactly. That's so cool. So is there like a basic map of like what each color means, or is it very personal to the individual?
There is always like a frame
Mm.
of each color. So, for example, red is all about action taken from the body, things that are very connected to your body, and also materializing things in the body and around you on the earth plane. Orange is really a color about connecting with joy. Sorry, the shadow aspect of red. I feel like I got a nudge, but I need to say it. Um, the shadow aspect of red is also about extreme masculine leadership that is push, push, push against the flow of the world when it's unbalanced. It's about the pain that we also hold in our bodies. So red is a color that really helps us release all of that. Orange is a color that connects us with the feminine side of us. It's about the flow of things. It's about the creation energy. It's about the nurturing energy, and also we hold anger there. We hold anything that blocks us from joy. That's why I like to tell when people come to me like, yeah, I'm attracted to orange, navy blue. I'm like, oh, you're going through a breakup, and 99% of the time it's the same.
Wow.
And it's about really, it's a color that helps people process change, grief. It's a beautiful color. It's quite misunderstood or
Mm.
kind of taken for granted. Yellow is about, connecting with your courage by embracing your shadow and understanding the fears that you have within you, the fears that come from a very, very long time that you're holding on to. And for you to be courageous, you need to walk next to them and really find that inner sunshine without depending on anyone, just from within you. And then the green is all about being organic and fluid and moving with the flow of nature, with the flow while being in touch with nature, and expanding through desires. So every color has different aspects to it.
Mm. What's a color we should avoid? I'm sure you're gonna say none.
And
None of them.
if you're avoiding a color, that means you're avoiding working on something. So if you're
Okay.
avoiding a color, I would look at, what does this color mean to me? What
Mm.
does it represent? So, for example, if I like avoiding gold, could that mean that I avoid abundance, or I have issues with money and I don't want to look at them? Or it's also an interesting thing to see if I like a color on other people but not on myself, it means I like that aspect on other people and I don't think I want it for myself, or I can
Interesting.
have it for myself. So it's interesting the way how we interact with color. It's all telling us something, and telling everybody around us something, because we're picking up on people's colors constantly, and we're judging the vibration these colors are sending constantly.
Um, do you see, like, I know you're a fairly intuitive person, especially with your work and what you're doing. Do you see auras, or are you able to like pick up on the vibration or color of someone at all?
So the aura color is different than what I do. The
Mm-hmm.
aura color is, your energy right now. It can change tomorrow. There's a difference between your aura type and your aura color. My opinion, okay? And your aura changes. It changes when you're interacting, when you crack a boundary, when you do whatever, when you have anger, whatever. You can see it in the aura.
Yeah.
But then when I'm working with color archetypes, it's actually from the soul, from inside. It's kind of like your path. And this is how I like to work with people. And then when I'm doing my healings, yes, I will check in with the aura. I will do it, but I generally feel it. My intuition is more like feeling things. I
Yeah.
like it that way. Because I'm a
Love
yellow,
it.
so I like it that way.
Wait, what did you just say?
I'm a yellow, so I like it that way.
Tell me what that means. Is that your color archetype? Is that the archetypes you're talking about? Okay, so can you explain more about what those color archetypes are?
So when you're working with a color archetypes, when you come for a color reading, or you go to the website and you go on for a quiz, you put in your birthday. So it depends on your birthday. So the day you're born will represent the color energy you came in here with. The month you were born will represent the color you came here to be challenged with. So this combination makes you a different person than most
Wow.
people. Okay. And then I will also tap into where you are now. It's kind of like, okay, how we doing? What kind of, and then the year you're born will also represent the color of where your soul wanted you to go. So for
Mm.
example, tell me, what's your birthday?
Mine is April 15th, tax
You're an
day here
indigo.
in the States. Indigo?
Yeah, you're an indigo with a challenge of green. Very interesting combination. So indigos are people who need grounding very a lot, because they can get into their head, because they are here. I was writing about indigos today. They're here to be the warriors of the better world, making sure that the world is just, making sure that the world is fair. There's a big aspect of having fair things for everybody, and making sure that the world is just, and fighting for a utopic world. And what happens is, when indigos get out of their balance, what happens is they get angry and they want to fix everybody, or they don't want to deal with other people, and they close off. But indigos, when they're powerful, they know that they are the change, and they walk in the change that they want the world to look like, because they have such power in doing so. But then your challenge is green. So your challenge is your heart. Your challenge is allowing things. Your challenge
You
is
are so spot on.
letting
This is stupid. Oh my gosh. What?
your it's about letting also things come to you, because you're an indigo. Things come to you, you don't go to them. Even though you have like a warrior type, it's not a warrior type that goes for things. It's like, the fight comes to me, I'll fight it, but I'm just standing here in my power, you know. And then when it's a challenge of green, it's also a challenge of vulnerability. So when you're really fighting the justice, it's like so hard to allow yourself to be vulnerable, because you have to be strong for the fight. So allowing vulnerability. So this is what you came here to learn. You came here to learn to be vulnerable. You came here to learn to find courage and strength in your heart. And I would, if I were you, I would start just with doing everything from, from my heart. And
Mhm.
it's like, okay, I'm making a cup of coffee, I'll make it with love. Tell this to a lot of people. I'm like, this is the simplest thing you can connect with green energy doing. And what are the colors you're attracted to? I see you're in black and white. And
Well,
for
it's
me,
navy.
oh, it's navy? Okay.
Can't
It's a
really
bit better.
tell, but
That's a bit better.
um
What are you attracted to these days?
honestly, the latest attraction is like a kind of like a light pink, but more like a mauve. You know what I'm saying? Like a dusty rose color. I love that. And
Oh, so you're attracted to colors that are telling you, hey, trust in love, trust in compassion, trust in kindness,
exactly.
have faith in the world.
Exactly. And
Have faith in
green,
your heart.
incidentally, in green. I you
But
can't see, but I have plants everywhere. I love nature, you know, and being outside and all the
and
greenery.
also green is growth, because also especially when
Hmm.
you're touching on it, saying like, oh, it's you know, plants and stuff, this is how you're attracted to it. It's you're attracted to it because it symbolizes growth, which is one of your challenges. Growth
Mm.
asks for change, asks for purging, and you're a hard-headed indigo, so it's kind of like a big resistance when it comes to that. So it's beautiful, this color combination. It's a very powerful one, but it's a powerful work to be done with it as
Oh,
well.
do you know so much about me? This
Sorry.
is so fascinating. This really is. So does the day 15 always mean green, or is it the month? Which one
Indigo.
is the
Indigo.
it? Okay,
The
so
vibration of the color of the number 6 is the vibration of indigo. It's the
I think that's
vibration
my
of,
life path, isn't it? I think that's my life path
it's
number.
similar to numerology. So the way we find the colors is the way is with numerology, but it's only to find the colors. It's
Right.
not to how we explain it. But
Mm-hmm.
also, you know, all these spiritual works, chakras, auras, numerology, astrology, they're all different doors to the same beautiful room.
Yeah.
So whichever one resonates with you more is the one that works for you.
Yeah, and we say this a lot on the show is we shed light on all the beautiful tools that life really has ready and waiting to help you
So
with and to
many.
offer. There's so many, and it really just becomes about knowing yourself enough and honoring what feels best to you. And some people are listening to this like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't know about this. This is it. This is the thing that I want to do and I want to learn about. And that's why we bring these beautiful guests on, so that you can learn about all the tools available to you. You mentioned something about, did you mention the year as well is a different thing? What does the year represent?
The year is where your soul actually wants you to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
a
that's
scary one.
another one. That takes us to, and I also, during a color reading, I will also look at what year, what color the year you're in now is for you, and what does that represent for you. And
Yeah.
it's really interesting. So it tells you like really where you are at, and
Mm-hmm.
what are you. And a lot of the times also I'll be guided because I do it very intuitively. So I also sometimes I'm guided to release a certain block, and I do that with color and I show it. It's like a 35-minute session, but like it's like so much is in it that people
Yeah.
finish and they're like, oh my god, what just
I'm
happened?
already shook. Are you kidding me? It's been 5 minutes. But is this all in your book as well, so that people can kind of decode this stuff for
Yeah,
themselves? Or should they
yeah.
just book a reading?
So when you're reading it in a book, just like you know, you're reading it in astrology and whatever, it's generalized because you cannot be so specific in
Yeah.
a book. But when you're doing it face to face, I can tap into your energy. I can see what's blocking you. I can look and I can help you better. And hopefully, I have a plan maybe for 2022 is to start teaching people how to do color readings for themselves too. So you can
Amazing.
have like, you know, a big power color power tribe and move more into a colorful world.
Yes, yes, let's please. Apparently I'm here to help with like the new awakening and the next step Earth. So I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah,
But
indigo, of course you are.
and I wanted to say it's interesting because I just started this. I'm not running it, but I'm participating in a group, and there was one thing in this group that was so vulnerable, and I noticed myself getting very frustrated real quick, and I'm like, what is going on here? And the fact that you're saying this today when that just happened like 2 days ago is just beyond so weird, but
But
true. I mean, it's true.
you're being asked to trust your vulnerability because there's power in it.
Well, but yes, I know. It's one of those things that's
There
like,
you go. No, but the more you go on something, the more the more urgent it is.
the more it's needed. Yeah. And I even in the resistance, I'm noticing like, yeah, this is kind of already falling
Because
away a
I'm
little bit.
also hearing that there are some wishes that you want and you've asked for, and they can only be granted if you're able to tap into the vulnerability. And you know that.
I know. And I'm weirded out that you know, but you do. I love what you do so much. People, please contact her. Do you have like a wait list, or how do people get a hold of you?
At the moment, they can just go on the website and book the color reading. I'll have my team send you guys a discount for your followers and
Yes,
your
please.
listeners.
And
That'd be
I want the link as well to, you mentioned the quiz they can take for themselves.
yeah.
Yeah. So send me that link. I'll put it in the show notes as well. But I want to talk about, I know you mentioned this a little bit, but what do your color readings, what do they get out of your color readings and what do they consist of?
So when we're working with a color reading, it's kind of like a big understanding of who you are beyond what other people told you.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually just 99% of the time it just clicks for people. Be like, yes, this is what I've been, who I've known I am for ages, and this is who, and this is the challenges that I've been going through, but you just put a title on it, and that is just really powerful. And then they also understand and know what is it that what is it that makes them tick, what is it that makes them excited, and also what is, and allows them to remove that, to bring that hidden voice from inside and expand it out and be able to say, yeah, I want this and I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna hide my desires somewhere underneath. So usually what I'll do is I'll do a color reading, and then when if people are interested to do more color therapy, what I do is I take them, I have different programs and I take them through the programs. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm writing down a really good question that I didn't want to forget. So when
Uh,
you know what you need to work on and you know, like, this is the color I need to be focusing
I
on.
give people homework too.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Can't forget that homework. I call it home play because it's usually pretty fun to do. Who doesn't want to learn about themselves, right? What do we do when we know what color we want to work with? Like, how do you
Mhm.
love to work with color the best? Do you wear it? Do you just meditate on it? What do we do?
So it really just depends,
Mm-hmm.
but wearing it alone won't help you much, because wearing it alone will work with your energy, but it won't work with your thoughts,
Yeah.
and it won't work with your body. So I like to work all together. I don't like to work just with your energy and just leave you, because a lot of us having a human experience right now, we are disconnected from, we either don't want to deal with a human experience, we just want to live in the energy world,
Right.
or we're still like remembering that energy experience and that soul and the soul of who we are, and we're just so stuck in the human experience. So we're here to have that human experience and use our soul's power to help us thrive and learn things while we're here. So I believe in work that is combined with everything, with breathing, etc. So visualization is a big thing. Journaling with colors. So when you're working with the color, let's say I had the same challenge as you with green. Hated it. Couldn't be near it. I couldn't be asked. Okay, plans, no plans. I just couldn't. And it was a big challenge of vulnerability. And then I was like, okay, I took a green pen and I started writing things in green, and I said, okay, what does green represent to me? How do I see green? And I was like, hated, not loved. Um, people don't like it. This is why also green is a color that when it's on a magazine cover, that magazine cover doesn't sell.
Interesting.
They're selling
Is that
vulnerability.
true?
Nobody wants to, yeah. And
Wow.
and they're selling vulnerability. Notice if you've seen a lot of green covers. Maybe recently a bit more, but before,
Yeah.
nothing. There are studies. Green doesn't sell. And because
Interesting.
green is asking people to be vulnerable. But I feel like we're living in a more vulnerable time. We're becoming more open to being more
Mm.
vulnerable. It's beautiful. So writing how you feel about it, and then just really meditating on releasing this block and expanding. So green, you usually would visualize it coming in horizontally into your body, but from your chest area, like the heart chakra area. Um, and other colors, so red, orange, and yellow, you'd pull them from the earth. Blue, magenta, lilac, all these blues and purples and gold, you pull them from the sky because that's where the vibration is. So the lower the vibration or the longer the wavelength, you pull it from the earth.
Wow.
So this is how you can work with color, and also you can eat it.
Gotta eat them
But it's
greens.
not only greens,
Gotta eat
whatever
them
color.
purples.
This is like blueberries, for example,
Uh-huh.
are actually been found to help with insomnia, and blueberries are dark blue, purples, indigos, and indigo is a color that helps with insomnia.
What?
Even though most indigos don't sleep.
Yeah, I don't. I do not. How do you know that? What the heck? I don't. I have
Yeah.
such a hard time. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I have my brother's an indigo, and I have many of my friends who are indigo. So I've so
Blueberries,
I
huh?
know indigos very well. So working with color is so versatile. So you can use it with lights. I love using colored lights. Wearing it, discussing it, and discussing that color and making peace with that color.
Mm.
Making
Can
peace with the
can I
vibration.
ask you a question in the spirit of Kelsey not being here? I know she would want to know like what her colors are.
Do you know her
Um,
birthday?
I should. She's gonna be so mad at me. How about this? I'm gonna text her and we'll put it in the Patreon, and then we'll do it over there because I'm like I asked the question and then I'm like, wait, do I know her birthday? I'm sure it'll come to me after this call. But fun fact about me, I don't know anybody's birthday. I don't even know my own kids. I called the doctor's office and told them when my kid's birthday was, and I was wrong. But I
Because
have
now you
three.
text on Facebook to tell us.
I have three kids. I don't even know their names half the time. I don't know what's going on in my life. Okay, so
You need some lion's mane mushrooms then.
okay, listen, I actually bought lion's mane pills. I love them, and I'm so glad that you said that because that
And
just
reishi.
reishi. That's REI.
Reishi, yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that
It's
too. But
so good.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you said that because it validates that it was a good purchase, and
yeah.
I definitely should have gotten it. Cool. So what is if someone's looking to be more into color and really understanding themselves and their relationship with color, what's the best advice you can give them? Probably just buy your book, huh?
No,
Go get the book.
that's one. But another one is actually start noticing. Look into your closet. Look at all the color. Notice what colors you're attracted to. Look up the color meanings of different colors that you're attracted to, and also look inside of you of what this color means to you. So if you're attracted to magenta, what does that represent to you? If you're attracted to red, what does that represent to you? So look at that. Look at and this is how you start your relationship with color.
Hey there, we hope you're enjoying this episode so far, but if you want to listen to the whole thing, we're going to invite you over to our podcast. Either search for Vibin It on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you guys listen to podcasts, or even better, if you want to watch the extended video version of this episode that's even longer than the actual podcast itself, head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/highvibe. Lindsay, tell them what's awesome about the Patreon.
Patreon is where we have all of our extended episodes. As Kelsey said, we have it on video, so you can actually see the things that we're talking about. Sometimes we have visual aids, and it's nice to know what we're talking about. We also have hangouts that we do sometimes that are exclusive to Patreon people. And you can get started with all of this and bonus content and everything that we have only for the Patreon people for as little as $3. I think it's $3.33 a month. And that's it. And you guys can get all the benefits and all access to everything that we put in there. Really cool.
It's really cool, really fun, super easy to join. And you guys don't even have to do that to finish this episode. If you're like, screw it, I don't want to pay any money, I just want to hear the rest of this episode, go to our podcast, Vibin It, search for it wherever you listen. It's totally free. Either way, enjoy the rest of the show wherever you choose to enjoy it. And we will see you guys next week because we do a new one every week. Adios.
Bye.